What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. And today we're here for episode 2 of our Madden Cleveland Browns rebuild, where we started in the 2017 season and took over the 0-16 Cleveland Browns as we embark on a journey to make them not terrible. We recreated the 0-16 season, as you can see in the standings. We went 3-14, so we did get a couple more victories than the Cleveland Browns did get in real life. Our squad, though, is still not particularly good. You know, we got Joe Thomas. You know, we did have a couple breakouts. Danny Shelton, Myles Garrett, Jabril Peppers look really nice. Linebacker's not too shabby, but this is still a team that's absolutely devoid of talent. So after recreating the 0-16 season, we actually went 3-14, which is a little bit better. We are now here at the 2018 NFL Draft. And this was, I had to, took a day off just to try to see and gather all the feedback to figure out what to do. This was the actual 2018 draft for the Cleveland Browns. They had 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. With that, they got Baker Mayfield, Denzel Ward, Austin Corbett, Nick Chubb, and that's kind of how they finished with the rest of the draft. Wasn't particularly good. And I think when you look back at this draft class, obviously we're going to think that Baker Mayfield was kind of a bust, but like if you shuffle things around, if you put, they got Denzel Ward at 1, Nick Chubb at pick 4, and then they got Baker Mayfield in the second round, Austin Corbett in the second round. Nick Chubb and Denzel Ward are not bad top 5 picks, all things considered. So I think it wasn't a bad draft, but I had to decide what I wanted to do in this draft, because I asked you guys on the old Twitter world what we should do, and you guys were leaning. We go BPA. We control our destiny. We control the board. We have the #1 overall pick. So we could go and get Josh Allen. We could go and get Lamar Jackson at the quarterback spot, and it was really a runaway with you guys wanting me to go get Josh Allen. And this is only the beginning. We're only going to run into this issue every single draft from here on out until we win a Super Bowl with the Browns. It's going to be, do we pick best player available? Do we pick who the Browns actually picked, good or bad? What else do we do? So I figured there's a fun way to find the happy medium. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to add some randomness to it. We have 3 options, and we're going to spin the wheel every single draft pick. One option is getting the best player available. That is what we want to roll. That means that there's going to be some self-control. I'm not going to necessarily pick like a 7th round pick in the first round if that's like ends up being the best player available. We're going to keep it in line with like generally where the pick is originally. Our other option is in real life pick. We try to make it as close to the Cleveland Browns pick in real life. So an example would be in the second round, the Browns got Nick Chubb. He's probably not going to be available when we sim through this draft here in the second round. So in that spot, we would then go just draft the best running back available, most similar to Nick Chubb. And then just to add a little bit more chaos, there is the bust widget, which if we roll that, we take the worst player available. So thinking right now, if we roll that for the first overall pick, can't wait to welcome Josh Rosen as the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. And with that, the Cleveland Browns, with the first overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, is on the clock. Let's go. First pick into the 2018 NFL Draft. We are looking for the blue. Stay. Yes, sir. Best player available. That is the perfect roll. Even though I think it would be funny if we had to just immediately start this by drafting Josh Rosen. But with the #1 overall pick in 2018, I'm going to go with what you guys voted on Twitter. And that is the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Franchise QB swag, Josh Allen out of Wyoming. In between our first and third pick, the Giants stay in line with what they did in real life, and they ended up selecting Saquon Barkley, who would have been very interesting for us here at pick number 3. But we are back to the wheel here for pick number 3. If we roll IRL pick, this will be Denzel Ward. We rolled best player available again, so we are very lucky right now. I'm not overthinking it. We'll just grab Denzel Ward here. I thought about Nick Chubb, but the fact that once we get to those second round picks, we could get a like-minded player like Nick Chubb and still get a good running back is kind of the difference maker, and our secondary is really bad. Just getting some confirmation here, similar to the second round. Ooh, DJ Moore's still there, Darius Leonard as well. Unfortunately, Nick Chubb is off the board, which sucks because that would have been perfect. All right, with our first second round pick, we are going to have to, we got 2 good best players in the first round. I guess we're due. We have to pick a bust. You know what? Going through like the first round picks, so this should be like a first round bust. We could go like Josh Jackson there, but I think it kind of goes in line. I think Austin Corbett, the actual pick of the Browns here, kind of fits the bill. He might not be solid as well, but he definitely has been like a journeyman. Definitely has not lived up to the hype. We're going to make the actual IRL pick here. Of course, between our first and third pick, the clear BPA, if we rolled best pick, off the board, DJ Moore goes to the Bears. But we're back on the clock here. Hopefully we paid our dues with the one bus roll. If we get IRL, that means we're going to pick someone that's similar to Nick Chubb. We go best player available. Close. Stop. So best player available. So that means right now we're going to be looking for guys that slipped out of the first round, that carry that first, second round grade. We got Carlton Davis, Dallas Goedert. Don't need him. Chenowasu's interesting. Rashad Penny at running back. James Daniels at center. I mean, I think this looks fairly easy decision to make. We're going to grab the maniac, Darius Leonard. With the first pick in the third round, the Cleveland Browns will be selecting another bust. You know what's funny? We could probably just follow the actual Browns draft. Anytime we roll actual bust, pretty much all of these guys have been busts, so we are going to select defensive end Chad Thomas. Welcome back to Cleveland. We have 2 picks in the fourth round. Up first, man, that bust just seems like way bigger than all the other widgets lately. For our pick, I mean, we'll add a little bit of depth to the safety room. We'll grab Nick Nelson here out of Wisconsin. Our second fourth round pick, we are hurting. No, not again. But screw it, we'll go back to what the Browns actually did. We'll get Gennard Avery, who never really panned out much. With the first pick in the fifth round, IRL pick. Oh, we'll pretty much just go in line with what they selected, which is Damian Radley, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Good height, weight, speed player. And it's now time for our final pick in the draft. Would love a best player available to finish things off here. We are due for a blue boy. Come on. Damn it. So the board's actually gone, but the final pick was Simeon Thomas. It was like a depth corner. So I think the most depth-looking corner that's left. We'll go Ciaran Neal as the final pick of the Cleveland Browns 2018 draft class. At least earlier on in the draft class, we got some studs. So look back at our draft class, knowing that the Cleveland Browns in real life, if you're looking at the big picture, they did end up with Baker Mayfield, but like they got Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward. We got Josh Allen, Denzel Ward, we got Corbett, at least we got Darius Leonard. So like we got 3 big time players. And even though we did get a lot of bust rolls, maybe more than I would like to see in my first, maybe we could have got a little bit of a better starting point draft. The fact that between Leonard, Ward, and Allen, we likely have 3 franchise players, 1 on offense, 2 on defense, this 2018 draft needs to be considered a success. But I guess it also needs to be said, we got to find a way to develop Josh Allen the same way that he developed in Buffalo. Can he do that and replicate that here in Cleveland? Well, we're about to find out as we gear up for the 2018 season. As we begin year 2 here in 2018, here is what our squad looks like. We are going to throw Deshaun Kaiser up on the trade block just to see what kind of value we can get for him in season. I think there's still going to be someone that wants to bite on a 75 start-to-have quarterback that is only, 23, 22 years old. Definitely something there, but we are firmly moving in the direction of Josh Allen as our new franchise quarterback here in Cleveland. We got Corey Coleman's going to have to step up for sure. Josh Gordon would love a breakout there. Our run game is solid. We got Njoku offensive line. We're going to go Corbett starting at right tackle just because he has a little bit more upside, a little bit younger than the other tackles there. But looking at, Zeitler, J.C. Treader, Joe Thomas, this is an old offensive line. But Tonio is probably the only guy that we can rely on as a long-term piece. So that'll be something we need to focus on more so in free agency, especially with how we're going to be handling the drafts going forward. Defensively, Manuaga, Ogunjobi, Danny Shelton, and Myles Garrett make up our defense with Kirksey, Schobert, and Darius Leonard rounding out the front 7. Jabril Peppers and Kendrick at safety. Denzel Ward, we're going to make him just corner run right out the gate. High ceiling, definitely the highest ceiling, the youngest playmaker in our corner room. We have the veteran Jason McCourty, Jamar Taylor, and Buddy Calhoun in what's, a mixed bag secondary. But all in all, I don't think we're 0-16 bad unless Josh Allen has a lot of rookie yips and rookie struggles. I think we're probably a 6-7 win team here in year 2. So let's kick off the 2018 season, see how well we play. And you know what? What better way to kick off the Josh Allen era than hopping it on the sticks in his NFL debut at home against the New Orleans Saints. Let's go, QB1. Let's go Duke Johnson. Who needs Nick Chubb, man? Duke Johnson got the juice. All right, let's take a shot play here. First passing attempt in his NFL career for Josh Allen. Corey Coleman, let's go! That is the combo. Oh, okay. They got heavy dose of Alvin Kamara on the other side. Got to figure out a way to stop him on defense. Oh, Joe Schobert found his way through the traffic. Mark Ingram sidesteps. We have a tie ball game. I just don't want Josh Allen to be every, can we just get every completion's a touchdown? But Corey Coleman is thriving if they're lining up man at the top of the screen. Let's take off. Josh Allen, mobility, scrambling is an aspect of his game we need to utilize. 3 on the 17. We are in scoring range, so I want to put the ball in harm's way. An area of Josh Allen's game that definitely creeps its ugly head up more often than you would like, and that pass almost gets jumped. We'll settle for the field goal. Got ourselves a 3rd and 8 in scoring range again. Don't want back-to-back drives ending in just field goals. So we'll go quickly, Josh Gordon. Go, 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 go. And he's in. Josh Allen letting the NFL know you're sleeping on the scrambling ability. Honestly, he's pretty much just been manned up against Alvin Kamara. So we're trying to take away the screen pass. Trying to take away the easy plays. They go down. Oh, he gets jumped. Denzel Ward. Let's go. Rookie debut game. 3rd overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. That's how you end it, man. Agba with the game-sealing sack. And the new era of the Cleveland Browns starts with an impressive 20-7 victory over the New Orleans Saints. And it was the game, Josh Allen. I mean, he showed off some good things. Showed off some inaccurate throws. Kind of a mixed bag. 8 of 13, 136 yards, 1 touchdown. Did add also another rushing touchdown. 80 yards, Duke Johnson. 45 yards, Josh Gordon. 79 for Corey Coleman. Obviously, when we hop in and play on the sticks, it's only 5-minute quarters. So the games go by quick. We're not getting like an authentic sim experience. I just more so just want to play with the team. Myles Garrett get a TFL. Agba with the game-ending sack. Pick for Denzel Ward and Kindred. All in all, great starting point. Hopefully they can build off of this momentum for the remainder of the season. And we're on a little bit of a win streak at the midway point of our second season here in 2018. 6-5. A little bit behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't know if we can close that gap to close out the year, but I think we're optimistic. We might be in the wild card race. And we're coming off a nice 33-27 victory week 12 over the New England Patriots, where Josh Allen was Offensive Player of the Week. 259 yards, 3 touchdowns here in his rookie season, which is about as good as you can ask, given the fact that our skill position spots are not the best. But let's take a look at some player contract extensions in season. We got to prioritize this. We got a little bit of money. I'm not too worried. Pretty much anyone that we want, I think we can keep. And we want to start with Danny Shelton. He's an absolute monster on the inside. Let's see if we can reward him with a 5-year, $67 million deal, which he takes that contract. And I do like Duke Johnson, but I also feel like maybe there's something else there at running back. Like, are we putting all our eggs in the Duke Johnson basket? And like, that's not a outrageous contract. But if the plan is for him to just kind of be our receiving back, is $30 million for a receiving back. He's been fun to play with, though. He has been fun to play with. We'll give him a contract. And as we close out year 2, the 2018 season, we finished 7-10, which I think didn't we say 6 or 7 wins at the beginning of the season would be like an acceptable target for this squad, considering that we inherited and started with an 0-16 caliber roster. We finished with a top 10 offense and almost top 10 defense. Like, we got a strong roster, I think, on both sides of the football that's only going to get better. Not overly old in terms of regression. Josh Allen's dev trade got unveiled as a superstar dev, which it should easily be. No one's going to have any argument there. The talent is immense. He just needs to find a way to put it all together. And I think he got Offensive Player of the Week 3 times as a rookie, which is a great start to his rookie season. Very surprised with the Sean Kaiser up on the trade block that we could not find a trade partner for him. Maybe we will do so during the draft. No other dev traits to report. You know what? No breakout scenarios this entire year, which is kind of ridiculous. On the defensive side, Denzel Ward surprisingly comes with a star dev. Darius Leonard does get a superstar. So I think when all is said and done, that's kind of fair. Even though, like, you know, if I was being nitpicky, I probably would have give Denzel Ward the superstar, and then Darius Leonard, who obviously was drafted a little bit later and turned out to be very good, that star dev trait. No one else went up or down. Taking a look at our stats here to close out 2018. How did the rookie Josh Allen integrate himself into the NFL? Massive jump up from Wyoming, and he pretty much played like a top 10 quarterback. 11th in yards, 7th in touchdowns, 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, to 11 interceptions, 65% completion percentage. So much was made about his completion percentage at Wyoming. They're like, that's why he's not going to pan out in the NFL. Well, looks really, really good here in his first year in Cleveland. You got to remember, we don't got much of wide receiver either. Duke Johnson, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Josh Allen went for 2 and 4. Not, you know, it might be something we need to explore in terms of updating the playbook just a little bit to utilize Josh Allen's scrambling ability. As far as receiving is concerned, big year to Josh Gordon. Flash, 93 catches, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns in the slot, over 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns for Corey Coleman. 8 and 5 for David Njoku. Ricardo Lewis with a respectable year as well, 700 yards with 7 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Schobert and Jabril Peppers both going over 100 tackles. Struggled to find some sacks, but I'm not going to sit here and say 21 TFLs, 8 sacks is bad. We're just not getting S-tier Myles Garrett. We're not getting the Myles Garrett we know that he can play like in the sim. Again, it just could be the old Hugh Jackson playbooks that are kind of butt cheeks. Janny Selton there. Larry Ogunjobi with a solid season. 5 picks. Kindred leads the team in interceptions. Couple 2 pieces there. Denzel Ward's rookie season gets 2, 46 tackles, 2 picks for Darius Leonard in his rookie season. So all in all, very happy with this year. About as happy as you can be with missing the playoffs. MVP goes to Alex Smith. Josh Allen coming in at number 5 in the MVP voting race. He is easily, I would say, almost fair to say, runs away with Offensive Rookie of the Year going to Josh Allen. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Deron Payne with Denzel Ward and Darius Leonard at number 3 and 4 respectively. Would have been cool maybe get that role, especially on Denzel Ward to get that superstar dev. But it is what it is. Josh Allen was runner-up for the top quarterback in the AFC. And kind of just burning through. Josh Gordon, 5th wide receiver in the AFC. Sucks that it appears Kindred, second best DB. Sucks that it appears that the Pittsburgh Steelers are like a juggernaut here. But you know what? They might be unstoppable. They might be 15-2, but we had kicker of the year in Zane Gonzalez. So suck on that. In real life, this was a massive offseason for the Cleveland Browns. They traded for Odell Beckham Jr. from the New York Giants. They traded for Kareem Hunt from the Kansas City Chiefs, which oddly are 2 positions that we desperately want to target. But I don't think we're going to make those trades right now. I feel like this is where we kind of deviate because neither one of those picks really worked out. We do have Todd Gurley kind of staring us in the face here at running back. I don't know if I want to make that move right now, especially because there's already a massive competitive bid from the Raiders. And I think when we're doing drafts like this, where we do have an opportunity to draft best player available, it's going to be always something worth wondering as to, you know, not spending on the open market, keeping our cap room so we can keep re-signing these good rookies that we are drafting. So outside of really, you know, passing on Todd Gurley at this stage, there's not a lot of upgrades to be had, especially on the offensive line. I was thinking maybe something like Danielle Hunter could be interesting to pair on the other side of Myles Garrett. But I mean, Ogba's serviceable and he's still on his rookie contract. So that's kind of like a realistic decision right there. You're not going to give up on Ogba just quite yet. Linebacker core, we're absolutely I think Ronald Darby's another interesting one, but that's just a lot of money for a solid corner. Don't know if he's a great corner. So I think as it states, you know what, we'll put in a nice bid here on Ronald Darby just because secondary is my biggest concern right now on the defense. See where that puts us. It has us coming in second place. I don't think we're going to land him, but I have no problem whatsoever having this be a quiet free agency period for the Browns, and we can do our damage during the draft. Unfortunately, Darby took the money elsewhere, so we are not getting a single free agent this offseason. But speaking of the 2019 NFL Draft, the draft for the Cleveland Browns in real life wasn't the best. They didn't have a first-round pick because that's what they traded to the Giants to get Odell, and we're not going to replicate that, so we will actually have a first-round pick. But they got Greedy Williams in the second round, Taki in the third, Red One in the fourth, Wilson and Seibert in the fifth, Forbes and Lewis to kind of finish it out. And I mean, out of all of these guys, none of them kind of panned out. It was a pretty bad draft class for the Cleveland Browns. So we're going to try our best to not follow in line. Because there was talent in this draft. Nick Bosa, I mean, we're going to be out of that range. We're picking a little bit later. But, I mean, secondary options, Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders could definitely solve our running back issues. David Montgomery could come in and be a nice complement alongside Johnson. Tony Pollard is there as well. We need some wide receivers. You got Debo, Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin. It is an outstanding year to need a wide receiver. So hopefully at some point when those guys are still on the board, we can roll a best player available and be able to find ourselves a legitimate long-term wide receiver one. Our other needs would be in the secondary. Missed out on Ronald Darby. Not a particularly strong corner class. Byron Murphy might be the best of the bunch, and even that, I mean, he's just like right now, what is it? We can even consider him a corner one. Sean Murphy Bunting, Jamel Dean, like those guys might have decent ratings, but it's not going to be the good year to get corners. I think wide receiver is going to be our best case scenario for us to leave with it coming to the draft. So for this series, going from draft as a starting point to the next draft as our finishing point, that's how I want to present this series. So I hope you guys are fine with that. I hope you guys also enjoy the addition of the spin the wheel, just to make things a little bit more random come draft time. But I want you guys to let me know, get your voices in case we roll that best player available. Who is going to be your best player available at pick 13? Knowing that likely, you know, Debo and Brian Burns, guys like that, are going to be out the board. Is it going to be Hollywood Brown? Is it going to be Jeff Simmons, Josh Allen? Could it be Montez Sweat? Could it be Josh Jacobs? Could it be Chris Lindstrom? Do we go off the board, start looking for some more value pick in the second round? Do we just say straight up, we want A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf at pick 13? Didn't like DK's dad play for the Browns? Could be some nice, you know, history, family ties there. Let me know in the comment section below, and hopefully we're not saying all this to end up just rolling a bust pick and picking Jerry Tillery or something like that. So that will do it for me today, guys. I hope you are enjoying this series. The upload schedule, I might get to a point where it will be every day, but right now we're kind of, you know, vibing on an every other day type schedule. We also can mix back in some of the retro rebuilds where we started in 1994 with the Miami Dolphins. I had a video talking about the Madden 24 beta, all things franchise mode, but then I got a nice little wink and nudge from the powers that be that say, hey, maybe that's not the best idea to post that video right now. So until we can talk more about Madden 24, we got to make the most out of these older Maddens, the retro Maddens, and Madden 23. So I hope that's not too big of a deal for you guys. But I appreciate you for checking into today's video. If you enjoyed it, let me know. All I need is a like on the video. Helps out my videos in the YouTube algorithm. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out. Love ya. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.